Today's video, I'm going to update you on the baking soda versus rats. Hey folks, Sean from Old Yankee Farm. Here's a quick video on, I know folks out there like my powder mix. They like the concept of it. They like that it doesn't poison other animals, and it specifically targets rodents. And it works great for me. But the one of the main things you got to remind you is that some of the issues people are having is the rats aren't eating the powder. And so you got to come up with some type of recipe that attracts your specific rat. And rats are very intelligent, so some are going to go for it and some are not going to go for it. So you may have to use other ways of trapping a specific rat. Recently, I haven't been keeping up on my rat control or my powder. I haven't been continuing putting powder out because there wasn't an issue for a while. I wasn't having a problem with my grain bags being chewed into and whatnot. And recently that has become a problem. I've been starting to lose grain again to I have some rats in my feed barn now. So I set a bunch of traps and I had to remove all my feed, and I put them in my horse trailer, which is right next to my barn because I have it full of hay right now. So I cleared a spot and I piled all my feed into my horse trailer because I needed to remove the source of food and just have the traps and just have the powder mix. So because they kept chewing into my bags, I'm like, well, I'll give you a bag to chew in. So I had a bag with a bunch of baking soda already in it, Ziploc bag. And I took a bunch of hands of grain and I mixed it all together in that bag of baking soda. Just enough so it would attract the rats, but they would get enough of the baking soda when they chewed into the bag. And then I removed all the grain that I had in my barn, put it in my horse trailer, and then I set that bag down with the baking soda and the grain in it to see if the rats would chew into it. And then I set up my my game cam, and this is the result. I caught one in one of my traps, a good sized rat, and I noticed one of my traps isn't working that well. It's like a trillion rats running inside and out of the trap and it's not setting off. I think because they're smaller rats, so they're not setting it off. And then none of them are going into my antique trap, even though I just caught a rat in the antique trap probably 3 days ago. So it's just, you never know. Depends. And then my bag with the powder and the grain really worked, and I had probably 4 or 5 rats just chewing into that bag and eating out of that bag. So hopefully that will get rid of some of them. I watched a few other videos. I watched a video where a guy actually just fed. He caught a rat and then he just provided the rat with baking soda and water. And you don't need water for the baking soda to activate, just the stomach acids will work. But the rat died with less than a day that he had. But I mean, that's all it's eating is baking powder, or baking soda. So who knows if that's the case. But I know that when I feed out my baking soda mixture, I don't see the rat activity. I don't have them chewing into my bags. But recently I have, because I've totally slacked off. I've been busy. We got, I've loaded a couple hundred bales of hay, and we're a ton of animals that we're dealing with. So I just haven't kept up on my baking soda mixture. So this became an issue, and so I had to move all my grain and reset and put out my baking soda, and they're taking it. So for those of having the issue with not taking the baking soda, You got to see what your rats are doing. What are they doing? What are they chewing in? What are they getting into? And then kind of use that. So I'm like, I'll put it in a bag with a grain because I know they're chewing holes in my grain bag. So I'll give them a bag with grain that they can chew in, and it'll have the baking soda in it. So, and it apparently worked, and we will see. Hopefully I'll set my camera and I'll see if the numbers are starting to dwindle again. But I'm going to keep my grain in my horse trailer as long as I can, and that way I limit the food choices that these rats have. All right, folks, thanks for coming back to my channel, and make sure you like and subscribe. Press that button, and we'll see you in the next video.